Hello. So, I mean, man, good time Chattanooga Taz or Tennessee Taz. And while I was around today, kind of goofing off here in the studio, I was thinking back on when we wrote consistently back in the day. And so there was a song called One Day that we did, and it was I think it was in 2011 when it actually was recorded. We wrote it in 2009 or 10, I believe it was 2010. What had happened was there was a Martina McBride clone, I guess you could say, which was the gal who was on American Idol. I started to say Kelly Pickler, but it wasn't her. It was I hate to say that I can't remember her name, but I believe it was Carrie Underwood or something like that. And there was those type of artists on the pitch sheets that come in, and we really have a song like that because the country music was starting to sound like rock, especially with Shania Twain coming in and all that stuff. And so we wanted to have a song that sounded like that. And I had remembered that I enjoyed Belinda Carlisle when I was growing up, and she had that song when she went on her solo career from the Go-Go's called Heaven on Earth. And the drummer on that song, it's actually probably like a drum machine, but when they played it live, it was it's just a 4-part drum part. It's just, he just goes and then catches a tom. First time he catches the high tom, I don't have a floor tom right now, but he would catch the floor tom, just it's, and then snare in between. So does that, and so what we want to do was speed that up and do a song similar, but make it a country song. Well, not really a country song, but call it country rock, I guess. And so that's kind of what that's how One Day came about. And then we were able to meet up with somebody I had met here in Chattanooga, Tennessee. Really good singer and talented artist named Debbie Goodman, and she was I think she was a social worker or something. Worked for the government. I think I don't know, but I had to go way back. But went to a band she sang with or something, and they got together where they were rehearsing, and I went down and listened to them. We talked afterward and started writing that song and a couple other ones. And that song actually, then she moved out to California, and we continued to write the song and got it demoed and then mastered, and then I just sent it out to her, and then she recorded the vocals on it. But what ended up happening was it's just I don't have my metronome, but it's kind of an intro, but and you can hear it on this. It's sped up. Catch that hi-hat. a lot of cymbal. Had 4 crash cymbals in the studio, but you want each cymbal, to sound different. You always gotta have that China.
Ask if we can meet.
So that was that one. Every once in a while I'll jump on here and do one of these like this. So something else I always kind of notice it's kind of funny is when people play Def Leppard, they always play it wrong. And I'm guilty of that myself, not playing it. A good example of that is Animal by Def Leppard, the album version. Not the remastered, not the, the original unmastered. When I say unmastered, I mean like I'm talking about from the album from the 80s, from I believe 87 or 88. It's 4 minutes and 5 seconds long because they have that part where they come in at the end after they stop. But the song itself is actually just 2 hi-hats, and obviously he does. I don't get into all that why he does that, but so you want to on the verses, and the verses are actually like it's a pattern. The measure is 1 1 1 boom boom. You need to start over. Boom 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 boom. You do it through the whole verse, and then at the middle of the verse it's open close the hi-hat, so like that. And the reason you know that is because at the end of the verse, right before you go into that lift, that pre-chorus, it does this. It goes boom, 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 boom. You're following what you did on the kick. You're doing it on the snare, and then you open your hi-hat a little bit to And then when you do it's actually like it's a trigger pad, but you get that kind of you can use a side snare drum when you got an acoustic kit, but you can add that because they had a lot of that in the 80s, that sound, jam block stuff. But anyway, when you on the chorus, you just ride the cymbal, and it's just quarter notes. It's not. I know when he was like when he was in the studio, it was it was 1 2 3 4, just a tap on the right cymbal on every beat, and just following that boom pow boom. And before the guitar solo, it's just you're playing the hi-hat kind of open with some accent, and then you're doing this twice, so you're like so you do a little double and then pow, and then you're back into that. And it's the same thing they play on the chorus in the guitar solo, and then you go right back into that pre-chorus, that two slaps. So it's I haven't looked at tempo of this stuff. I think it's about one. It's probably about 120 something. It might be one. It's between 100 and 130. Because all that rock stuff is, from that time period.